cringeworthy. He starts off with a hyperbole, and he makes an abhorrent comment, and then he relates that abhorrent comment to Mgtow. How's that? How's my sound?
It's fine on this end.
Okay, I forgot to turn off the player again.
The player? I didn't hear anything.
Oh yeah, it sounds on my end. All it comes through is on my end. And
by the way, I got 20 additional subs this week. I don't know where from, but thanks whoever.
Yeah, that's always cool when you pick up. I picked up a bunch of subs this week too.
Yeah, mind you, I lost 20 after I announced I was stopping making videos. And
you lost 20? Yeah, so you probably picked up those people back that were on the the sitting on the fence with you, but they love you.
Oh, thank you. I love you back, brothers. Right in the heart, with all sincerity.
All of our Mgtow brothers out there, yeah. So we were talking about that. What was that video called? I don't even know what it was called. It was
yeah, we're talking about
the misogyny dictionary, was it?
Yeah, misogyny dictionary. I'm not quite sure what his point was. What he was making fun of another Mgtow. I think it was another in line with the I'm a skeptic.
Right, it was in line. Well, right off the bat, me and Shining, we noticed that this channel out of the blue, and this is an armored skeptic thing. He buys subs and he buys views. So it comes out of the blue. It's a week old. This other video comes out of the blue. It's a week and a half old, maybe, that he was pooning, and all of a sudden it's got 5,000 hits. This video he made right out of the gate. It says new, which indicates it's made in the last hour when I seen it, and then all of a sudden he's got 5,000 hits. He's very popular, and it's a voice changer. He's using a voice changer, and then he's pooning another guy using a voice changer or an accent.
Well, the channel itself, cyber violence, is what we're talking about.
Cyber violence.
It was open last week. Automatically got 6,815 subscribers. I'm sorry, that doesn't happen. You don't open an account and then a week later you get nearly 7,000 subscribers. That just doesn't happen unless you piggybacked it onto another popular channel. So some popular channel has opened up this channel. It's quite obvious.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a conspiracy, but the fact is it I'm a skeptic? Because the fact is,
it's armor skeptic.
The first comment to jump on was who? Shoe on head. And of course, she goes trolling through all the YouTube videos to find anti-Mgtow videos, doesn't she? No, of course not. Obviously, she's linked to it somewhere. Big channels don't jump on small channels just because they're
right. Oh, they just ran upon this great anti-Mgtow stuff. It's like, oh, bullshit.
Yeah, they're linked somehow. I don't think that's a conspiracy either. I think that's kind of obvious. It's like
So what depths will these morons go to? Armor Skeptic and Shoe on Head are obviously either the stupidest people on Earth or the two most childish people on Earth.
Okay. What's funny is these guys are feigning. What's the word when you don't care? What's that word? I forgot the word for when you don't care. What's it?
Oh, you don't care?
Yeah, what's that word? It sounds like sympathy or empathy.
Oh, apathy?
Yeah, apathy. They're feigning apathy.
They're feigning apathy.
But they're so offended by the attack on Mgtow that these two, they've made it now their YouTube career now to join Mgtow. Because she opened up Shoe Off Head, which was an alternate channel, and she's focusing on attacking Mgtow, which is hilarious.
It's hilarious. Well, why do we care? We don't care unless they're just doing it to hurt the community. And we've been getting a whole lot of trolling lately. I mean, half my comments are troll comments.
She says that it's because Mgtow was a LOL cow. So instead of a cash cow, it's a laugh out loud cow.
Oh, yeah, that's because she doesn't understand. She's a woman. She totally doesn't understand Mgtow.
Well, look, here's what I'm saying. Just as Thinking Ape has run out of material, so he's talking about nationalism and racism and religion,
Yeah.
which is something that we all agreed really as Mgtow we never do. So Thinking Ape's done that. Okay, so I'm a skeptic, and Shoe on Head, they've run out of material. You know, this anti-feminist shit has dried up for them, and now they're moving on to the growing community of the Mgtow.
Yeah,
So,
you know what it is? They ran out of talent because they're talentless, and they ran out of material, obviously, because stupid people have like limited amounts of brain space, and these two are just and they just continuously buy subs, eventually they'll get caught, and
well, I think the way they're doing it is they've got other social media, so obviously it's like Twitter, Facebook, and they've got their little bandwagon fanboys and fangirls. Like PewDiePie's got his what he calls bros, and obviously, I think a while ago I linked a little an interview he had with some journalists, and he basically thinks they're all retards.
Yeah, they're obviously children, and then that's the core of their viewers are just children, audience. Probably under 16 years old. Which, talking about Mgtow to a child under 16 years old is sort of inappropriate.
It is inappropriate. In that you're basically you're encouraging the gynocentric in them, aren't you? I mean, really.
Right. Yeah, you're encouraging sexual behavior in these kids under 16 years old, and YouTube has settings for that. If your audience is under 16 years old, you push your audience setting button. If you believe your audience to be over 16 years old, you push that button.
It's right, because Shoe on Head, she talks a lot about rape. So I'm a skeptic. He talks a lot about some issues that really I don't think are appropriate for their audience. Really, I mean, their audience. I mean, let's face it. The audience. I've said this before. They are the retarded. They are the simps. They are manginas, or
they're simps, manginas,
or zombies, or they're little children. You know?
Yeah, just children that don't know better, that have no idea. Like Shoe on Head, she's a moron. She has no idea. She has no idea what Mgtow is, so she sits back and at a very surface female level, she makes comments. And I asked Paul the other day too, and this is how stupid they are.
Which Paul?
Paul Wilson. They made that video about Paul Wilson.
Okay.
I asked him about that egg on his. They made a big deal about that egg.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just what I thought it was. It was one of those. It was a scent air freshener egg that you buy at the store. I have a few of them here inside of a glass that I pour liquid scent on it when I don't want my house to smell like open ass and beer.
Open ass. Okay. Well.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't have come across that video if you hadn't have posted it. I mean, I never watch these guys. I know. I mean,
yeah, you know what I do every day. I go down Mgtow. I look at today's videos, and then I just kind of go down and I see who's making what, and if there's new people around, I want to say hello to them. And it's like I notice a lot of guys do that. Solar Vector does it. Law does it. I do it.
A lot of people do it. Yeah.
Yeah, just to welcome the guys to the community. If they're new, they don't want to feel left out there. They want somebody that's to say something and acknowledge them for their effort. And I do that. But when I'm doing that, I often come upon these, and they do. This video was it necessarily tagged Mgtow?
I can't see it tagged Mgtow, but I can see there's a lot of the Mgtow crowd in the comment section.
Yeah, see, it's tagged misogyny, but so they had to consciously tag this to get on my Mgtow thread there, because I type in Mgtow and I type in today's Mgtow, and to get on that thread, you have to tag it intentionally. So this guy intentionally tagged, or Armor Skeptic intentionally tagged this for Mgtow.
It must be in the in the meta tags because it's not
Yeah,
in
the
the
meta tags. Yeah, it's
description.
not in the description. And usually when you don't put Mgtow in the description, it won't come up. If I forget to put Mgtow in my description, it won't come up when I type in Mgtow. And I'm a Mgtow producer.
Well, yeah, I
And
know.
so he had to go and tag it and send it directly to us. And then he made this whole scenario up with this guy will probably go away. The guy in the woods with his camera. I kind of like that guy too because he had great. You know what was great about his video? He had a camera that had that new
Anti-shake.
Samsung, yeah, the 360 thing going on.
All right, the panoramic view.
Yeah, so we could tell when he was moving that thing works on two principles of fisheye. They put two fisheyes together and a third in the middle, and then. But you can tell the movement on the edge of the pages still. So he had a very early. It may have not been the 360 that's coming out now, but it was a pretty good camera. And I said, hey, the quality on that camera is excellent.
You're talking about Zubeda 4, are you?
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, the guy walking around in the woods.
Walking around. Basically, there's this new Mgtow channel called Zuberi 4. But he calls himself something else. I mean, at the beginning of his, at the introduction of his video, I think he calls himself Lion Mgtow. I think that's what he's saying.
Lion Mgtow, yeah. You can tell he's using a fake voice too. He's intentionally. You know how I do my videos when I can use a Southern voice, or I can use a wimpish voice, or I can use a stupid voice when I want to. He's intentionally using a stupid voice.
Yeah, I'm not so sure. I'm not sure what to make of this guy. I'm not sure if he's to take him seriously or not. This Uberi guy.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, and he tags his videos. Mgtow. It's how low would these people go? That's my question. What's the next move that these idiots with this childish behavior with armor skeptic and shoe on head and should Mgtow in itself just start flagging his videos?
I would do it anyway. I mean, if I paid attention to these guys, that's what I do. I mean, there's going to come a point where it's going to go beyond annoying. But
yeah,
I mean, I thought we sort of came to a conclusion within the Mgtow community. I mean, didn't Barbarossa? I mean, in my old podcast with Barbarossa and all these guys, when we were talking about the progress of Mgtow and we were discussing the future of Mgtow, we were saying, well, eventually we're going to have to disconnect from the MRA, disconnect from all those groups, and we were going to just have our own little circles, separate and aside from all the other, Mgtow, YouTube communities and our other communities.
Yeah, me and Messenger's just been talking about that, and by the way, Messenger said he's going to come on Sunday. I hope we see him on Sunday.
Messenger,
yes, I just love that guy.
Bismillah to you.
Yeah. So,
what he says, we need to be cutting away from these guys. Didn't Barbosa said that in his last video as well? We need to be cutting away from all these gotcha guys, these same as the feminist accusing guys, and
right.
And we said a long time ago we're going to cut away from the MRA anyway. I mean, we're good. We can be friends with them, no problem. We can work alongside. But
yeah, if they want to be civil. But lately, most of the time, the PUAs, the MRAs, and these atheist skeptics, they're not civil about things. They don't want to discuss it. They want to make accusations.
I mean, a lot of these atheist channels, they're just games, A lot of the times they're not serious. They just want to throw shit about, collect subs and collect views and collect that Google dollar. That's it, really. They're not really. They shouldn't really be taken seriously. I mean,
they're just using mainstream tactics too. Everybody here has watched Man, Woman, Myth, and he explains about the mainstream tactics of calling the silver bullets they use. Call men pedophiles, call men gay, call men this, and that's all they really do. But we're used to that. We know they're going to do it, but in their stupidity, they don't know. It's one of those. You know that I know that you know things.
And I'll tell you why I think it's making waves amongst Mgtow, whereas amongst other like the MRA wouldn't have upset the Mgtow as much. I think it's because a lot of the Mgtow are subscribed and do watch these guys. I mean, when I'm reading some of these comments, these Mgtow guys, they were watching Skeptic and Chew on Head and Sargon and Thunderfoot. I'm just waiting for Sargon's big attack on Mgtow. I'm waiting for Thunderfoot's big attack.
Oh, I think CS, and he made a very good video today. If you haven't watched it, CS made a very good video about Sargon and Sphinctosaurus Rex kid.
We should call that bastard that Sphinctosaurus.
Yeah, that's what I call him, Sphinctosaurus. And I think Stardust was at the end of that too, and he was saying, "Hey, you guys are kind of wrong about this." And
he's good as well.
So CS made a very good video, and I spoke to CS and on the thing, and he agreed with me on what I said about it. And they get a very shallow, if you want to talk about biology, you have to talk about biology. You can't introduce feelings into this. And what they do is they want to talk about biology, but of the female and the biology of the male, but then they want to introduce feelings into it, like and then it's biases. Like the analogy I gave with that is, if you're a scientist in a lab and you have like a cat or a dog or a monkey, the first thing you do not do is personalize the test subject by giving it a name, because it automatically introduces some bias to it. You know what you got to do. You have to run these tests, and you have to do it, and you refuse to personalize the animal because you know you have to. So when you're doing scientific experiments, if you're personalizing the subject, like they personalize, well, you can't help but to personalize women. So how can you honestly say that you're making an unbiased report in your opinion if you're personalizing the human?
Yeah, so it's always, well, my mother's not like this. My sister's not like this.
My sister's not like this. She's a good girl. She automatically becomes the Nawalt. And we know what happens when you introduce women into it, it automatically gets personalized on the feelings, emotions, and these metaphysical things. And what we're talking about is more biology. It doesn't matter what your feelings are or what you think. It is what it is.
Yeah, guys need to learn that, though. I mean, they need to learn to separate their feelings, when they're trying to find out the truth, or when they're trying to discover the logic or best way to move forward, or when they're discussing rationally, or they're using reasoning. Right, you can't introduce emotion to it. And I think a lot of times these guys that are subscribed to Sargon, Thunderfoot, Chew on Head, Skeptic, all these guys, they're already emotional. I mean, personally, I don't know how you can get emotion attached to channels such as these anyway, but the fact is they already like these guys, and I know they like these guys. I mean, if you see how Chew on Head's fans defend it, if you see that, if you see how Thunderfoot's fans defend it, these guys are willing to die for this bastard. So when Mgtow, they've got like split loyalties, that's how it seems, isn't it? It's like when these big channels start attacking Mgtow, all of a sudden it's like, oh well, am I with the Mgtow guys? Am I with these guys? Well, you got to decide. I mean, first of all, Mgtow, first and foremost, is for you, for yourself. It's not, you're not defending any community over here.
Yeah.
And second of all, the emotion shouldn't get into it.
Emotion shouldn't get into it. Yeah, if it's a good video, it's a good video, and CS made a really good video today. And it was good. I told him it's a good video. No matter of what history or anything we may have or anything is, if I make a good video, I expect that he says
Let's be objective about this. I mean, regardless who says it, if somebody says the truth, you accept it. If your worst enemy, well, we all know the saying, your worst enemy is often your best critic. And even if your worst enemy tells you something that's true, you accept it.
You accept it, yeah.
If your best friend tells you something that's false, you reject it.
You
That's
reject
just
it, yeah.
You know, you don't have loyalty to idiocy. That's the thing.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They have loyalty to idiocy, or what we call yellow dog partisanship. It's just, you get a yellow dog, he's going to stick by your side to the end, no matter what you do or no matter what you say. It's just yellow dog loyalty. And that's when things get a little, but they, for some guys, they find it easier to criticize. And then,
you see, the reason why this is important is because there's not a single person, there's not a single human being alive, as far as I know, that has all the knowledge, that has the absolute truth, that everything he or she thinks or has an opinion on is the correct opinion. And anyone that says that they have, that's enough proof that this guy or girl is a complete idiot, because there's just, everybody makes mistakes and we're all learning along the way. You have to be objective, no matter if it's with religion or race or politics or with lifestyle choices or with Mgtow or with feminism, any issue, you have to be objective. And one of the upsetting things for me is a lot of the people that use these terms, you've got to be reasonable, rational, logical and objective. These guys are some of the most least reasonable, the least objective, they're very, very biased. I call them hypocrites. Basically, they are hypocrites. They say one thing and they practice the complete opposite.
Yeah, so this has been a really interesting last week and a half for me. We had that incident that was in last week when I was trying to with my favorite guy Alex, and then that thread was open for a while, and then you know who I seen in that thread? Gregory Becker, Belladonna, I Am Serious, and Alex Brown.
Which video is this? The same.
That was the last Thursday's podcast.
Last Thursday, they all jumped on the comments. I didn't see it.
Yeah, they all jumped on that thread that was going on in the background on the G Plus page, and then you realize right then none of these people like me. And it's like, oh, geez, I just got trolled. They trolled my ass good, didn't they?
Oh shit! So what? So now added to Shino Asami, these guys on your case.
Yeah, so they're making up little fake characters and trying to get in my group so they can flame out and rage out at me. And
well, Joe, that's what happens. That's the price of fame, my friend. Once you start getting big and pop. I mean, you're creeping up to the 2K subs now, brother.
Creeping up. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some subs now. I'm gonna go get me some 5,000. It only costs like $100.
That's how these guys start. Okay, I'm looking at your profile here. So you linked the last podcast to your on your G Plus, and then they started trolling you on there, did they?
Yeah. Somebody linked it, and the link got out there. All of a sudden, I noticed all these people that hate me are like talking on there. It's like, geez, just leave me alone. Just leave. I just want to be left alone to do my Mgtow. With my Mgtow monk friends, and just leave it. But Messenger, let's digress back to Messenger. What me and Messenger were talking about is eventually we're just going to leave the community, and we're going to go start a web page, put our videos up here, close down our comments, and then link our videos to our web page.
I think you still got the same problem. You'll get trolls on your webpage anyway.
Yeah, but at least we can. If you're not a monk Mgtow, then don't bother coming over because you will get kicked off. And there will be no, oh, I'm on YouTube, I have a right to say something. If you're on our webpage, we will kick you off, and that will be it. And
okay, so they basically they linked your podcast, and then they put their comments underneath it.
No, they the one, somebody in the podcast, you got your sidebar on Google Plus that we talk and chat on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they hijacked that.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so they can sit there and try to listen in on my comments and everything, my personal comments and everything. And I erased it right away when I seen who was there. But that's so childish. That's more of a how low will you go bullshit.
Well, if you've got them blocked, they won't be able to come into the chat bar.
Yeah. I don't keep too many people blocked.
You're too liberal.
Yeah, I unblock everybody. You know, I do that for fun too. I unblock everybody I have blocked, so they come back, and then I can reblock them again. It's sort of like the filthy Sanchez, just you know.
Yeah. Oh well. I did say. I said last year. I said, but you know, when I saw Mgtow channels shutting down and guys leaving the community, I said, well, it's going to happen to everyone. As soon as you start to get popular, your enemies are going to start coming out of the woodwork.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Hey, I seen another video today. Did you see it? With what was it called? It was a guy with a mechanical voice, and he said he used to be the writer for Mgtow Journey.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I don't know either.
yeah, and he was calling for logical reasoning in Mgtow, that everybody just provide their what do you call that, citations. He was the citations. You know how they say always give a citation.
Just like the greatest comeback.
Yeah, that's a provide citation. Yeah, so yeah. Hey, on my channel, guess what? You know, I am the pundit. If these guys on my channel, I'm the pundit. Do I have to provide all I do if you provide a citation is you're giving credit for your thought and words to somebody else.
Yeah, I know. I did that with TFM. I said citation. I just went on this video and said citation. And then he started doing it to me, and I give him a big long list. And
Okay.
I don't think we've done it since.
Yeah, it becomes rather laughable. You know, it becomes rather laughable.
Because I mean, any good video needs to have good references. So I think if you're serious anyway, people shouldn't need to ask for citations. But you've got a question in the chat room if you wish to answer it.
Oh, Traversable. How do I answer my 7-year cousin that I am Mgtow not looking for women? A 7-year cousin? How old is he?
Is a cousin 7 years old, or has he been your cousin for 7 years?
Yeah. If he's 7 years old, you don't have to provide him with any answers. Just tell him to go play football in the backyard and have fun.
You know,
but if he's
that's
I think he probably meant 17-year-old.
Yeah, you think he meant 17-year-old?
Yeah, let's go with that. 17-year-old cousin.
Is it a male or female cousin?
Yeah, is it a male or a female too? That would be important. Generally, if it's an older person and he's in his testosterone years, and you say, what I would do is say, just tell him flat out that I'm a Mgtow, and we just don't do those things because we don't do improper stuff. And when you ask what is improper, you simply go back to the terms of life. I don't take advantage of people. I don't do this. I don't screw around with women. I don't drink excessively. I don't do drugs. I save my money. That's a Mgtow. If you think he's unable to distinguish the differences between, maybe he's got some worship going on with the woman and everything, you're not going to get that out of him by explaining what you are to him. It's not going to happen. If he wants to ask you what is a Mgtow, you can give him the best Mgtow answer possible. And that's an honorable person that doesn't participate in some of the things in life that other people do. And it's honest. What do you think, Shining?
I miss the old days when trolls would jump into the middle of the podcast and just spoil everything, and women would jump in.
Oh, yeah. We got them all blocked, or no? We don't block anybody. I think.
Well, I've got them all blocked. You don't block it. You don't block enough people.
Yeah, let me see who's blocked. I don't do that down there. We do that at the bottom of this one, don't we? I want to see.
Let's just give a quick shout out to the people in the room now. Now people are coming in.
Okay, yeah, there's 10 people in. I'll try this active viewer thing.
Go on.
Okay, there's 15-second 99. Hootie Lukey, Johnny Midnight, Mark Burley, and Shining.
Yeah. Don't forget Cyborg as he jumped out.
Cyborg and McCoy. Yeah, McCoy's in. And who else is in? That's it, Mark Burley. Yeah, Mark Burley just joined us, or has he been in?
Yeah, he just jumped in. He called us all shitlords.
Did he call us shitlords?
Yeah.
Oh, we are.
Now, what does that mean anyway? Does that mean you're a really bad lord, or you're a really bad ruler, or does that mean you're the ruler of shit? So
Yeah,
all your citizens are shit, and you're the lord.
That's a. I actually know this answer too. I actually have a decent answer for this based on knowledge. Shitlord is what a shitlord. Stardust took that, but he took it from a specific place. He took it from the book Babbitt that was written in 1920, and back in 1920, they used to. You'll hear Stardust say "High Lord," but that came out in a book called Babbitt. It was a town in Zenith, Ohio, about the perfect little town, and Babbitt's going through some changes in his life, a midlife crisis, and so that comes from Babbitt, and that's where he took it from.
Oh, I can't give Stardust the credit for bringing up
Shitlord
because
he expanded on that and made inflections to it.
Because then, when we were kids, we used to call people Gaylords, and then we changed that to shitlords. So
shitlords, yeah.
well, Gaylord is an actual genuine surname.
Gaylord is, yeah.
It's a genuine surname. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's is it not a Jewish surname? I think it's a Jewish surname.
Gaylord?
Yeah, I think Gaylord is a Jewish surname.
Oh, you want to look up the we can look that up real quick. Just write in Gaylord name. It'll come up, shitlord. Behind the meaning of the name Gaylord from the English surname, which is derived from Old French Gillard. Oh, that's Gillard. High-spirited, boisterous. Yeah. So if a person is high-spirited and boisterous, he could be a Gaylord. But nowadays, if you're a Gaylord, it's the slang meaning for homosexuality.
Yeah, that's it. Anyone who's seen Meet the Parents, the guy's name there is called Gaylord Fucker.
Gaylord Fucker, yeah. That's too funny. I thought that was a little bit cringeworthy when I first watched that movie. I was like, you didn't have to push it
it's
that
super
far.
cringe. Oh my god, yeah. But after you get over that, but I mean, cringe is a matter of taste anyway. But once you get over that, I think it's a hilarious film. That's exact. Why do men put themselves through that these days? I mean, fuck it. I mean, fuck that. It's just a horrible deal, marriage altogether. It's just a horrible deal.
Yeah, 15 seconds 99 says Gaylord Perry. That would be the 1970. What was it? 1978 Cy Young winner award, Gaylord Perry from the Cleveland Indians.
Good call. 15 seconds. Good call there. That's with the absence of Vevatech Ace, we've got 15 second 99 to take the place of the encyclopedia.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite pitchers when I was growing up. He threw a nasty knuckler, and he taught. Who did he taught the next guy, which taught the next guy in the Cleveland Indians, which eventually taught the two. Who was the last? Black, Kevin Black, and then there was the very popular pitcher during the 1998, 1999. But yeah, Gaylord Perry. Yeah, he had a brother too that was a knuckleball pitcher, wasn't he?
Well, you're talking to the wrong guys. We've got like zero baseball in the UK.
Yeah, I was always going to ask you that. Do you guys play baseball?
We don't. We play the feminine version called rounders. Isn't that right, Mark? It's called
so
rounders.
You don't take a hard little ball and throw it at each other like 100 miles an hour?
No. Yeah, I should. We've got cricket, I guess. That's quite a hard ball.
Yeah, and that's a form of the Brazilian. What was that? The Brazilian thing with the stick and they throw it with the net. Hialai. Is that Brazilian or is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, from the Hawaiian hialai. What they used to play with heads.
I don't know, but yeah, I mean, in the UK we've got the feminist version of basketball as well. It's called netball.
Netball. Okay, yeah, we have the feminist version of basketball in the United States. It's called the WNBA.
You got the literal female version.
Yeah, we got the literal. Yeah, they're trying to push that on us now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though. I think netball is generally played by women. I mean, men don't normally play netball. All the British guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. Just those,
do they lower the hoop down from 10 feet to like 8 feet for the women?
yeah, it's much lower. The net is much lower. The basket, but it's certainly Britain's got all this wonderful culture that Stardust talks about, like Morris dancing, which we talked about.
Yeah, I love that. I've been watching it lately too.
Oh, you should be watching it. It's a wonderful, wonderful
Morris dancing.
celebration. What's going on here?
Yeah, that's really popular in Italy too. Their version of Morris dancing, when you sit there and you click your fingers and you kind of do the little, twist, a man twist. I don't know. It's celebrating masculinity.
Shit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, just looking at. Well, I've been quite busy today, so I've just opened up all my all my news and front pages and stuff, and just looking at the current situation. And well, Heartburn's back as well. I don't know.
Heartburn's back. Okay, I invited him in, but I didn't know if he's going to come in. Male Feeling said he'd probably join us later if we're still yapping.
Yeah, Male Feelings. He's always depressed. Male Feelings. Always.
Yeah, he's always depressed.
always pick that guy up.
Yeah, he said he was at the slave farm still.
I can't remember, what does that guy do for a living?
Isn't he in sales? I thought. Doesn't he?
McDonald's.
He just took he took another job. Sales for something. I'm not sure. We'll ask him if he comes in. And I thought he was.
Right. All right. Well, we've got, how many guys we got in? We've got in 10, 15 people.
12 people right now.
We've got Matt Burley, who was the Don at Name That Mgtow. So we've got McCoy. Oh, McCoy's quite a film aficionado. Shall we play name that movie?
Name that movie. You want to do name that movie? That'd be fun, huh?
Let's name that movie. You guys in the chat room ready for this? Due to the lack of knowledge from Name That Mgtow, we're going to play Name That Movie. So
we'll play Name That Movie. Okay.
Yeah. So I haven't got the intro music. Have you got?
As long as we don't get a copyright again, we're cool.
No, this is so blurred with the PA system. Like Warhorse says, the PA system sort of totally removes all that type of copyright pickup. But yeah, I'm gonna. Well, I've got 6 clips to play. You guys at home can play along. We'll keep score, and then hopefully we'll be able to select a winner.
Okay, this is the beta version. This is the first time you used it, huh?
This is the first time, so due to complaints, we've had complaints for literally a complaint from Warhorse saying the quality of sound wasn't so good. So, me and Joe were testing it earlier on, so hopefully we'll be able to get a good outcome.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah, I hope you guys are ready. Okay, let's switching it over. So I'm going to play the first clip now.
James, do you know why you're here?
Because I'm a good observer. Have a tough mind.
Listen, you don't remember assaulting a police officer several hours.
Why are they chained? Why are they chained on me?
You've been in an institution before, haven't you?
Oh, no, I need to go.
In prison, James?
Underground.
Hiding?
This air. This is such wonderful air.
What's wonderful about the air, James?
Very fresh. No germs.
Oh, I know what this is.
Why do you think there aren't any germs?
Oh, okay. So Johnny Midnight, he's stuck his neck out there. He's already put a guess out. Any other guesses?
Do I get a guess at this, or
of course you do? Of course.
Okay, I thought it was one flew over the cuckoo's nest.
That's a pretty good guess. That's a wonderful film, by the way. One one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Okay, Mark Burtley is saying Fook knows.
Fook knows. Dr. Leonard McCoy, not a loser again. Okay.
Okay. So we've only got 2 guesses. We've got one flew over the cuckoo's nest. We've got Johnny Midnight saying it's 12 monkeys, and Johnny Midnight, the clever bastard, he's got it right. It's 12 monkeys.
Right? Oh,
He's got it
I was
right.
thinking 12 monkeys.
It's a brilliant film. That brilliant film. Anyone who hasn't, I think it's done by Terry Gilliam. Brilliant producer, brilliant director. Brilliant.
Yeah, back history on Terry Gilliam. She was
He.
Okay, I was thinking of the other Terry Gill.
Yeah, it's a film about a man that goes back and forward in time to try and save humanity due to the fact that he's from the future, and basically a virus has been released on Earth which kills most of the world's population. And
Yeah. The new one is kind of, they do time travel and everything. Is that the same kind of idea as the original movie? Because I didn't notice a lot of time travel in that.
Oh, you didn't notice time traveling in 12 monkeys?
Yeah, well, it was at the beginning, but it wasn't based all upon going back and forth. And
you have to watch it. The way the timeline.
It was involuntary. Yeah, it was an involuntary time travel in the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah. He was forced to do it otherwise. Because he's a prisoner, and as an early release deal, they sort of said, "Well, do this for us, and we'll give you leniency and stuff." It's nearly all of Terry Gilliam's films are wonderful. He's a fantastic writer, well worth watching. Okay. So we play the next. Well done to Johnny Midnight, by the way.
Johnny Midnight won.
Johnny Midnight, clever bastard. Okay, let's go into the next one. Here we go.
Were they real?
Yeah. First funnel pen's ready.
What's in the flask, egg? Magic potion?
Yeah.
Sounds good. What do we do? Drink it?
Yeah.
Good. I thought so.
The bulk of the dead people in the elevator and only goes down. Oh, good. See things no one else can see. Do things no one else can do.
Real things?
As real as Lopan.
Hey, what more can a guy ask for?
Oh, the 6 demon bag.
Terrific. A 6-demon bag. Sensational. What's in it, egg?
Wind, fire, all that kind of thing.
Here's to the Army and Navy and the battles they have won. Here's to America's colors, the colors that never run.
May the wings of liberty never lose a feather.
Ah.
Oh, what film was that then?
Yeah, it just clicked. I think one of the guys got it already.
Oh my God, Johnny Midnight is on fire tonight.
Yeah.
Well done, Johnny Midnight. That was, of course, Big Trouble.
Big Trouble. Kurt, what was his name? Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Kurt Russell, one of his best performances, I think. One of his.
Oh yeah, I love that opening monologue that he does when he's riding in the truck with the sort of narrator thing he does.
Yeah, that's right, on his CB radio.
Yeah, that's sort of Mgtow, isn't it?
Directed by John. In fact, we took one of the clips out of Big Trouble in Little China to sort of like sell the point of Mgtow. But yeah, film was done by John Carpenter. I think a wonderful film, brilliant film, full of action. It's just a fun film, nothing cerebral about it. You just sit back, eat your popcorn, and just watch it. Well worth watching 100 times. I've probably seen it 100 times, but it's a wonderful. Well done, Johnny Midnight, though. How about that? 2 in a row.
2 and 15 seconds 99 is 1-2, and
yeah, but well, you've got to get Johnny Midnight. Mark Burley hasn't seen it.
I haven't seen it. You haven't seen it?
I know. Can you believe that? Well, Mark, put that on your must-watch list. It is an absolutely hilarious, fun film. It's got martial arts in it. It's got special effects. I think even by today's standards, it's a brilliant film.
Yeah, it's a brilliant film, and I suggest going to steal that movie off of one of the. Don't pay for it. Go steal it.
Don't pay for it. Go pirate it. Don't be shy.
Go pirate it. Don't be shy.
Okay, shall we go to the third clip?
Yes, let's do it.
No, see, that's one thing about me, dog. You don't understand. I don't need handouts. I don't take handouts. I earn my way every step. Just gotta make a little something extra on the side, like you.
What do you mean, like? What's that supposed to mean?
That's what I mean.
What does that mean, like?
I'm not stupid, all right? I know that there's no way in hell you paid for all that shit you got under the hood of. I know there's no way in hell you paid for all that shit that's under the hood of those cars by doing tune-ups and selling groceries. Now, whatever it is you're in on, I want in on it too.
Okay. I'm baffled.
Well, we've got what 15 seconds with a guess there. Anybody else want to hazard a guess? Come on, guys. There's no way you're paying for all that shit underneath that hood with tune-ups and groceries. Come on, guys. Vanishing Point. Wow, that's a good film, by the way. Vanishing Point.
Yeah, Vanishing Point. Yeah, I was thinking something dogs. I can't remember the name.
Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs.
That's a good film too. It's stolen from a Hong Kong movie called I can't remember, but no, some good guesses there. Some great guesses, but no, 15 seconds is correct. That was Fast and Furious. Well done, dude. So that's 2-1. Look, Johnny Midnight's got competition, huh?
Oh, is it 2-2 now, or is it 2? Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's 2.
We give
2-1.
it to the first viewer, yeah.
To
so
the first
it's
guy
2-1.
that types it. So you need some quick typing. Well done, 15 seconds. Well done.
Well done.
That was pretty good because that was quite a difficult one.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
Yeah, all right. Let's go to the next one. Then the fourth one. We've got 3 more, and then it's the end of the game. So come on, guys, guess.
I said was poaching, dear. Poaching? Is it not a greater crime to starve a family?
Go on, Moxley. Go on.
I've seen enough blood spilled to last 2 lifetimes. Now get off my land. And tell Nottingham what happens to your scum when they pick on small children. You traveled 10,000 miles to save my life and leave me to be butchered?
I fulfill my vows when I choose.
Which does not include prayer times or meal times or any time I'm outnumbered 6-1.
You whine like a mule. You're still alive.
Whoa. Okay,
yeah.
so we've already got 1, 2. Oh, look at that. 3 guesses. Well, there's no point hiding it, is there? Everyone got it.
Yeah, that was thinking
Robin Hood visit these.
But was it the Kevin Costner Robin Hood or the
It
other?
was the Kevin Costner.
Okay, yeah, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood, because Kevin Costner looked so good in those Robin Hood tights.
Oh, his hair was receding. The belly was coming on, but you know, I think that film was really good. I mean, everybody was thinking it was going to be really silly because, you know, Kevin Costner was a big rising star, Hollywood star at that time. They thought he can't play an English outlaw, you know. But it turned out pretty good. And Morgan Freeman, brilliant. He played a seam, brilliant character.
Yeah. Did you see the new Kevin Costner movie?
I know. I've not seen any since.
Oh, you guys haven't seen it. Criminal.
No, I've not seen it.
Oh, you got to go steal it. It's on, it's on a couple things. It's on Pub Films, and it's on IPG Films, and it's on just a bunch of the Korean sites. And it's called Criminal. It's 2006, a mystery thing where Kevin Costner plays a criminal, and he plays like a really good part in it. It's really an intense part. So go see that new movie, Criminal, if you have a chance. And that was.
I will check it out.
Yeah, that's a good one. We could talk about that one next week if you guys go out and
go steal it.
Go steal it. I'll talk about how we stole it, and that's where I got it. I stole it last week. 2 days after it came out.
I'm proud you should be, brother. Proud you should be. But we have to give shout out to Andy Hill for getting that one. Andy Hill getting on the scoreboard there.
Okay, so it's 2-1-1 now.
It's
Andy Hill's
2-1-1. I know. Get away. People know films better than they know the Mgtow channels.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got 2 more. Should we play the last 2 and then we'll see if they can, if 15 seconds can nip
can
Johnny,
pull away,
or Andy Hill can win from the underdog side, huh?
Yeah.
Put a crew together. We're going after him. Fucking book. Fucking book.
weapon! A weapon aimed right at the hearts and minds of the weak and the desperate. It will give us control of it. If we want to rule more than one small fucking town, we have to have it. People will come from all over. They do exactly what I tell them if the words are from the book. It's happened before. It'll happen again. All we need is that book.
Well, guys. 15 seconds is in there with the first guess. Anybody else? Andy Hill can't get it. Johnny Midnight. Well done, brother. Joe, you've been muted. You need to unmute yourself, bro. But yes, that was the famous The Book of Eli. An absolutely fantastic film. I think one of the top, definitely the top 20 films of all time. Definitely brilliant. Denzel Washington's one of his best performances. He plays a blind man.
Book of Eli. Yeah, he kills the cat and he eats it at the beginning and uses the.
But look, 15 seconds 99. He's tied there with Johnny Midnight on 2-2-1 now.
Do we have a 2-2-1 tie now? This could be interesting down the road. You're running here.
Yeah, but I did enjoy that film because it didn't make a mockery of religion for once, and obviously it's about a man who has the last remaining copy of the Bible, of the King James Bible, but it's written in Braille. So it turns out the man who was desperately trying to find the Bible to use it as a manipulation tool, as a political tool to dominate other towns and expand his territory. He had no use for it because basically nobody else could read Braille except for Eli, who was a blind man. But brilliant film, wonderful film by any standards. I think we've just got one left now, haven't we? Yeah, that's it. We've got one left. So Johnny, it's between Johnny and 15 seconds 99. Who's going to get this last one? This last one is the best. So you got.
Do we need a drum roll here?
You need a drum roll because. Go on, then you hit it.
Okay, I gotta get the drum.
Just spoiled the drift there, but yeah, this next one, fingers at the that's the wrong drum roll. The fingers at the keyboard, guys, because this is a big Mgtow. This is a big time Mgtow film. It's not Fight Club, by the way, which I think is one of the big films amongst Mgtow, but it's up there. So, guys, on the fingers on the keyboard, because I'm pretty sure you're all going to get this, but. Listen to the entire clip. It's a wonderful speech, and I think Messenger would like this clip too. Okay, let's start the last clip and the last question.
You couldn't play something good, huh? Hank Williams or something?
They broke the door down before I could take requests.
Was it worth it? 2 weeks in the hall?
Easiest time I ever did.
Oh, shit. There's no such thing as easy time in the hole.
That's right. A week in the hall was like a year.
Damn straight.
I'm Mr. Mozart to keep me company.
So they let you tote that record player down there, huh?
It's in here. In here. That's the beauty of music. They can't get that from you. Haven't you ever felt that way about music?
I played a mean harmonica as a young man. Lost interest in it, though. Didn't make much sense in here.
Here's where it makes the most sense. You need it so you don't forget.
Forget?
Forget that there are places in the world that aren't made out of stone, that there's something inside that they can't get to, that they can't touch. It's yours.
What are you talking about?
Hope.
Hope. Let me tell you something, my friend. Hope is a dangerous thing. Hope can drive a man insane. It's got no use on the inside. You better get used to that idea.
Like Brooks did.
Great film, that, guys. Great film. A good section there. That's when what is his name now? Just mention his name. I just completely forgot his name. But that's when Andy. I think the guy's name's Andy. Andy gets put in solitary confinement for 2 weeks for playing music on the PA system, and they're asking him how he coped, and he said he listened to music in his head the entire time, and then he said, you guys should never give up hope. And then Morgan Freeman's character, who by the way was supposed to be a white Irishman in the book, he's a white Irishman. They turned him into a black Morgan Freeman instead. He said, "Well, hope's no good in here," and Andy obviously says, "No, hope. This is where it matters the most." And then, of course, Red says, "No, you need to give that shit up right now." And Andy, of course, replies like Brooks. Brooks, he was the guy that was in the prison for so long. He became institutionalized, it's called. He became pacified, and basically he couldn't live anywhere else because he'd given up hope. He thought, well, I'm going to be in this situation, in my circumstance, my entire life. Might as well just resign to it. But no, he ended up committing suicide, obviously. So, yeah, well done. 15-second 99 with the winner by 3. Well done, you clever bastard. You clever bastard. Well done. 15 seconds 99. Well done, guys. But yeah, just nits Johnny Midnight there by a couple of seconds. But well played, guys. Well played. Well, that's it. We can all go home now.
We can all go home. We know all the movies there is to know now.
There's nothing left. Come on, get out of here. Get out of
here. Oh, man. I love that segment. Name that movie. I like Name That Mgtow better, but boy, that's hard to do, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys, you don't. There's a lack of love amongst Mgtow. Come on, guys, look out for each other, support each other. I don't know how many times I can put it. I mean, it's lined throughout my entire video. It's like an underlying theme from all my series of videos. So I don't know how else I can tell you guys. You need to support each other. You need to look out for each other. I'm not saying just agree with it, whatever any Mgtow says. I mean, obviously, we're all on this journey. We're all learning. We're all we're all supposed to be helping each other. Some guys need more help than others, but I don't know how else to tell you guys. I mean, just half the Mgtow. After saying that, I mean, not everyone's going to get along, but I think certainly, I think, and not actually, to be fair, I mean, there is quite a good community here, but yeah, guys, look out for each other.
Yeah. If you don't look out for each other, nobody's going to look out for us. The whole rest of the world wants us to be enslaved to gynocentrism, and that's what they find okay for themselves, but we don't find that okay for ourselves.
No, if it's one thing you're going to learn pretty quick, it's that if you're not playing the game, if you're not playing the gynocentric game, you're considered as one of the enemy. I mean, I just love that analogy or that comparison of the Matrix when Morpheus is saying everyone connected to the Matrix, even though they're not an agent, one of our enemies. And I think that's a brilliant analogy. Anyone that's playing this gynocentric game, whether they're part in, whether they're like what's that guy's name? That guy that betrayed them all as well. Cypher. Whether he's a Cypher or not. Yeah, they're going to be on your side. So we need all the.
Well, that's because it's that anger and thug mentality can come out at any time, and that's a representation of Agent Smith. Agent Smith can come through any member of the Matrix there at any time, and he just kind of becomes them. That's that anger. That's that hatred for us, and that's what Agent Smith is. He's programmed to hate anger towards Mgtow.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting it now, but we knew it was coming anyway. We knew this hatred of Mgtow was coming. My mind always casts over to the SK Dangers. I wonder how the Japanese men dealt with it. I guess they just weren't bothered. They just didn't care.
Yeah, they didn't care. They went through a long period of where the government was making rebuttal commercials in Japan.
That's right. That's right. That's right. No, the government are still trying to figure out some policies to handle it.
Yeah, but pretty much they've won over there. Hey, how's Mgtow doing? Really, are we winning? Are we? I was just thinking about this the other day. We always talk about being mainstream. I think we're pretty much mainstream now. It's time for Mgtow 2.0 to come in.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to get to that point. I mean, if we see what happened over in Japan, there, the government are still talking about it. I mean, they were considering, as cheesy as it sounds, a bachelor tax. Like after a man gets over the age of 35 and he's not married, he has to pay an additional income tax, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm glad they threw that out. And another one was to increase the handouts or the social security for people that have children. They already have that. I mean, they give you a flat rate of. Is it 100,000 yen? Someone can just quickly research that. Is it like 100,000 yen each couple gets for a baby? I know in the UK it was £500 a while ago, but they banned that. I think they stopped that when the Tory government came back in. So if a couple had a baby, they automatically got £500, and obviously whatever benefits came with the child as well. So,
wow, they're paying. Mamas can just like sit there and just kind of just spit them out one after another, and just kind of.
That's why they do it. You know, when I was a boy, when I was a teenager, and they were telling me this shit, they're saying, "Oh, she just wants a baby with you so she can get welfare." I thought that was. I thought, you know, why would a woman go through so much pain and, you know, the 9 months of bearing a child just so she could get £50 a week on top of her wage or other benefits? And it's absolutely true.
It's absolutely true. The horror just turned out to be true.
I know, and that's the situation, guys. And then once the man's done he's stuck his knob in and shot his seed, he's treated like such an idiot. And you are, guys, if you're one of those idiots that falls for that, you know, you are an idiot. First of all, your dad or your friend, somebody should have warned you. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know.
Yeah, we were all idiots at one time too, you know. But if I would have had someone to tell us, like a Traversable Mgtow or a Shining Light or a Mgtow Messenger or you know, one of us back then, I think I would have. I think I would have got it earlier. I think I would. Oh yeah, that's right. True. Don't get married.
Yeah, it's just a pity that some guys are still going to fall through the cracks. Some guys are still going to get burned and get taken through the gynocentric meat grinder. I feel sorry for these guys, but I don't know. Do they deserve it? Should we pity them? I don't know. It's a difficult.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is I have 3 beautiful kids out of that, and I love them a lot. And
but your relationship with them was virtually destroyed.
Yeah, it was virtually destroyed. So I got half of a relationship with them, but the problem with kids is they come with a mother. And a parasitical mother attached, and whatever she wants becomes law of the land. That's the only problem, and that's the problem we have to figure out now. Ectogenesis. There's ways we talk about now. We can practice a lot of different methods to do that if you want to do that, but that's still in the working. And male birth control too, it has a lot to do with that. And once male birth control hits the market, we're going to be men are going to be okay then.
Just a couple of comments. Logical deductions asking for any silver stackers. You're in the right place. A lot of people are collecting silver and precious metals in Mgtow, and Badass Dan, he's revealing where he's from. Another UK brother here. Yeah, it's absolutely true. In all the big cities, not just London, Manchester, Sheffield, Nottingham, which, by the way, do have man deserts. They call them man deserts. Huge neighborhoods, estates that have literally no men, no male shopkeepers, no male tenants, no male council workers, teachers, no men whatsoever in like a 3-mile radius of this these areas. It's so sad to see, especially when you go out on the weekend or after work, you see them pushing the prams. So sad. And the few men, you see when it's
mowing the grass and doing the maintenance.
I know, And Johnny Midnight says he believes that it's going to get even worse for man desert. There's going to be even more man deserts, and there's going to be even less people considering marriage. And he's right. I mean, we can see this in our lifetime. We can see this, and
yeah, that's going to happen. They're going to eventually push, that away, and then they'll have. We already have in New York where they push all the disabled people into buildings, and then they give them little restaurants where they can run inside, so they never actually leave the buildings and go out. And then that is a trial thing where eventually they'll have, man deserts, high-rise buildings where down below they have McDonald's and Subway and all the buildings and little shopping centers or a mall, and then they can all work in the mall. So it'll be a system that it takes care of itself, and then all the money will come in from the welfare checks, and then they can go spend it in their little areas.
Women-only cities. Women-only cities. Now, you thought that was only in Saudi Arabia. Well, we're getting it right. Can
you imagine? Can you imagine how bad that is if the government owns all those little shops, and then the girls all go down and they spend their money in the little shops, so it recirculates back into the government, and then at the end they can say this is really working out because we're making money.
Well, the fact is, maternal wards are closing. The midwifery and that type of area in the National Health Service is starting to shrink, and you can just go into any maternity ward and you just see how empty it is.
Yeah, and them women got to woman up. Just push that baby out in the bathtub.
and it's not a feasible long-term solution. I mean, I can't see society going on that way. I just can't, which is why I've got my eye on Japan. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen in Japan, because because at that point now, the government are at that point now where they admit they can't cope. There's not enough working force. But obviously, there's always going to be that simp mangina who's willing to be the sperm donor. That slightly retarded guy that thinks, well, look at that, I know I've scored. There's always going to be that. But
oh God, that's so bad for our civilization. We're in a way, Stardust might be right about us digressing back and we're
de-evolving
into
because all the monkeys.
All the retards are just mating now, and that's all they can think about is like sex, vag. And
I don't know. Well, what's his name? F. Gill went onto my Thunderfoot video and he commented about the genetics, and that's absolutely right. It is evolution. Well, the theory of evolution it is more It is more founded upon the fact that genetics can mutate. But if all the retards what's it called now? If they're the only ones breeding, then obviously mutation's gonna. Mutation's gonna come in, and we're gonna get X-Men.
Them chromosomes are gonna get too closely put together, and then they'll find out what happens when chromosomes resemble each other too closely.
Maybe Stardust could do a video about that.
Yeah, but he may be right about that. He may be right. We see it around here in Mgtow, don't we?
Yep. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just looking at Japan, see what happens over there. I mean,
What do you think they're going to do? What do you think the government reaction to? Are they just going to close? It has to be a point. And like you said, there's not enough jobs for the population, and we have the same problem in America and in England and Canada. There's just not enough jobs. At a certain point, you can't, as an administrator of the country, go out and say, "Hey, go get a job."
I think what will happen is the same will happen. In other European countries like Portugal and Spain and Greece, they'll just collapse. The economy will collapse, and people will start going back to basically to self-subsistence. I think. Yeah. I think that's what people. So, guys, if you've got a garden, or if you try, I think if you want to be prepared, I think learning to grow your own food and learning to prepare things, learning when money's going to be short, you're going to have to repair your own clothes, learn tailoring. Certainly going to have to learn how to cook. No more takeaway, guys. And you're going to have to learn how to repair your own vehicle, which, let's face it, it's always used. And also electronics as well. If you know how to repair your own television, microwave, all these type of things, these are all good skills to have anyway.
Okay, yeah. Who's a badass says we might be looking at rats with wings. The Manginas are just going to turn in with rats with wings.
Well, I don't get that. What does he mean?
Yeah, that's what the Manginas are going to de-evolve to, just big, huge rats.
Oh, that's disgusting.
And they'll have a big vagina on their chest so they can go fuck themselves.
Oh, that's disgusting. You guys, that comes straight out of a Clive Barker comic. That does.
Does it?
Oh wow, yeah. Have you read the that comic? It's actually one of the few comics I read. It was done by that guy that does all those comics, but it's basically about the future where the cities are destroyed and the people are breeding with rats. Ugh. I'm trying to remember. Is anybody out there that read that comic? It's one of those it's not a comic. It's like they call it graphic novels, and it's by that guy. He's a proper. Yeah, he properly hates hates all ethnics. I'm trying to remember his name, but he writes. He does a lot of comics. I can't remember, but the comic is called The City. So anybody.
The City. That wasn't Crumb, wasn't it? No, that wasn't Crumb.
Let me just quickly. No, I'm sure you guys will know anyway. But I'll just quickly research his name.
Yeah. Now Crumb was my favorite cartoon. Him and Harvey. What was his name? Harvey. He was on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson a lot. He was the guy from Cleveland. Harvey Picar and Crumb wrote the original. That's what Mr. Natural came from. When you're looking that up, I'll just talk about something comic book wise.
Yeah, it was by James Herbert. James Herbert wrote the book about the rats, and it looks like that he turned it into a graphic novel. It's brilliant novel. It's about, like I said, it's the future when the rats have evolved to be larger and they start mating with the humans. Ugh.
American Splendor. Was that the writer of American Splendor?
No, I don't know, but Frank Miller, I think Frank Miller or Ian Miller. Frank Miller, Ian Miller, he did the art for that, so it's a brilliant graphic novel.
Okay. Gotta get that. I'll go up to the library and
check
it out.
I know. A couple of weeks ago, you had that comic book fan came in.
Oh yeah, the comic book. That was
that was popular.
Devious. Yeah, Devious.
Yeah, one. Yeah, I've only ever read two comics my entire life. One is The City, which I just talked about. Another one is called Ronin. Okay. Ronin, which is about a samurai who goes. I don't know. I still can't work out in my head what went on. I think he went forward in time, just like
Did he go forward in time?
Just like the game, The First Samurai. Any Amiga fans out there, which I think there'll be a few, will remember the game First Samurai, which came out for all the 16-bit consoles. But I think the graphic novel was based upon that game. But yeah, it was okay. Good one.
Yeah. Now I like my favorite. I just told you my favorite was Crumb and Harvey Picar, and then Harvey does the story of his life where he kind of goes Mgtow, and he's sitting. He was a bookkeeper in a library in a back room, and that was his life. And he starts wondering about, is this fucking it? This is all I'm ever gonna be. And he was kind of a simpish character, but it has some good Mgtow points in it. And that's the only one I've ever read. I just get those when I was kids. That was during the early 70s when I was seeing that, and they were banned in our Christian neighborhood. They banned those books, and you had to go get them. You had to go get them from other places, and then the police came in our school, and they went through all the lockers, and they arrested everybody that had those books on them.
Wow, which books were they? Were they comics or were they just?
They were comics by Crumb.
Okay.
Yeah,
and the police came.
The police came and they arrested all the kids that had the books, and then we had to go to we had to get booked to actually go down, and they took us down one at a time, and then they called our parents, which was punishment, and said we had pornographic material.
Oh wow!
Because one of the characters in there was a woman with her head cut off.
Mm.
Yeah, Harvey P. Carlos from Cleveland, Ohio, and banned. It was banned back then. Yeah, we all got in trouble for that, and distributing those were against the law where I lived, and because it was a Christian, the Christians used to run the neighborhood, and
I had no idea. I had no idea. I don't think the UK was ever like that.
You don't think oh my God, yeah, we couldn't. That was banned, and if you got caught with a lot of material, you were going to be you had to go talk to the priest, and and yeah, he was going to give you an earful. We had to go across the street because the school was across the street from the church, and then the church had the big church, and then we used to have to go across, and then when we got in trouble, we used to have to go talk to the priest there, and then he would give us some passages, and then we go back to school. The church was really running the public schools at that time, and they got in trouble for that years and years later. But the church was running the schools, and and we had to go to school on Saturday. There was a Saturday school, and that was our religious training.
Oh wow, yeah. I think the worst thing that happened to I think the only thing that could compare to that was the Church of England schools we had, which were supposed to be Christian focused, which I think I talked about, and we weren't allowed to blasphemy, and we get we would get capital punishment. We get the stick.
Oh, you get corporal punishment. Yeah, like, bam. Yeah, we used to get it across our hands with the stick. The nuns used to and they would smash us on our faces too, and it would be like, oh no, hitting in the face, that's unfair.
Oh wow,
no, I'm just kidding. That's awful. But they were horrible people. Nuns. We had the ones with the habits that kind of went out like a flying nun. The Flying Nun had come out, the movie, and you just duplicated yourself.
Oh, did something go wrong there?
Yeah, you got two shinings. We got two shinings in the room now.
Okay, let me just see how did that happen.
You opened up probably your ebook or something. Yeah, so we had what was that? Yeah, that was called the Flying Nun back then, and then that was really big. So all the nuns were wearing those habits with those big hats that kind of swooped out because they all thought they were going to be angels and fly away. And it was really scary. My childhood was really scary, and Saturdays were like you had to walk up to this place, and then there was the nuns with sticks, and the priests were smiling at you, and like, we got your soul now.
Wow, sounds quite frightening, but
it is frightening.
but I don't know. I'd say today's modern schools aren't much better. I mean, the things they're doing to the kids. What they're giving them drugs now. Ritalin, I think. Is it Ritalin they give them? And
the parochial schools that are just the public schools. They're giving them Ritalin, and any boy that gets out of his chair is immediately deemed aggressive, and then you have to calm his ass down, and but that's so cruel to boys. You don't have gym classes, you don't have a way for them to get that energy out of them, and then you tie them to a chair and tell them they got to read Anne Frank and who God was some of those authors, Steiner Rice and Anne Frank and just poetry and shit and girls, and do girl math. Like, if you have 2 smiley faces and you've had 4 or 5 smiley faces, what does that add up to? Happiness.
It's really worrying. I mean, I think I would have preferred the Christian school to today's kind of centric oppression. I honestly think I would. I mean, when I look at school, when I walk past schools today and I see what's happening to the boys and the girls.
Oh God, yeah, it's just horrible. So, yeah, my kids went to Catholic schools. They had a good education. The Catholic schools were good for their education, and they all graduated and moved on, and so there's some good things to be said about that. But they're not like back when I was back in the early 1800s when I was a kid. No, just kidding there.
1800s.
Yeah, me and
18th
Warhorse.
century.
When there was just two kids in class, it was me and Warhorse. And
that reminds me. You know, before I go, I'm wanting to do some Mgtow awards.
Mgtow awards.
Yeah, so guys, if you guys can put in some nominations, obviously the best Mgtow channel, the best newcomer, I was thinking, yeah, and the best old man. Best old man. Yeah, so I was tempted to do a video, but I don't know. I've already promised I'm not going to make any more videos, so we'll have to do it on this podcast.
So who's the best old man? Is that Backlash?
Oh yeah, Backlash. Yeah, we need to get some nominations in. Backlash, Vention, Warhorse, you, of course. The best newcomer. You could have like Howard there, Gospel. Mark Burley is now has entered the arena, hasn't he? Timothy Blades, Life How I See It. There's loads of nominations. So
yeah, best
and then
Mgtow.
And then the fourth category I was thinking was best lifestyle channel. So Felix Una, of course, Vention, Warhorse again. So you could have like multiple winners. So guys,
Warhorse would be in there. Yeah, Warhorse lifestyle channel.
So I don't know. Maybe in the description of this podcast, you could just type in vote your nominations for the best nominations for said categories. So 4 categories there.
Yeah,
best old man channel.
Traversable Mgtow, best old man channel.
I think that's a good category. There'll be a few in there. Yeah, VOD. I think VOD is definitely up in there. I think sometimes we forget how old that guy is, though.
Rod, yeah, he's up there. He's like he's a good 10 years older than me.
Yeah, so that's 4, and I thought just to add comedy value, I thought I'd add in the best leaver. So the guy that left Mgtow, the best channel that left
Mgtow. Who raged out the best on the end?
Like Nico or Dark Knight or what's that nice Senator of Truth. there's a lot. There's loads of channels that did that.
Mgtow Journey, Mgtow Journey, or AKA Mgtow United, AKA
Mgtow
Link
United.
Blue, AKA yeah.
So guys, you know, throw in your suggestions, Gregory Becker.
Gregory, he did rage out quite well. I have to give the vote that he went totally just bizarre to the other end. He was like, I'm just going to jump into that Matrix. You know, he dove into the Matrix.
Yeah.
So we'll call that the Cypher Award.
Yeah. So it'll be fun. I think maybe on Sunday, if we can get enough material in, Sunday we can announce the winner.
Okay.
But I don't think Steve Hooker left. I think
Steve's back. I talked to Steve. He wants to have a hangout with me on an unrelated Mgtow subject, which he believes is unrelated to Mgtow, but everything's related to Mgtow with me.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna jump out now. So I'm gonna hopefully see you guys soon.
This is a great chat, and it's probably time to shut this thing down for so we don't run too long. And that's your project, guys. This week we can vote for those topics if you want to write those down and kind of put them on your video.
Yeah. So guys, listen up. So we're voting for the best newcomer. So to qualify, obviously to qualify for the awards, you must be making approximately at least 1 video per month. It can't be a dead channel. It can't be Life After Women. He stopped making videos. So, for example, he's a great channel, I know, but if they've stopped making videos, we can't put them in because basically we're trying to promote some of the channels. So the 4 categories. Yeah, please don't put any racist channels in there.
Yeah. You can do this on the Google. They have the things that you
the vote.
The Google Vote on there, and you can put that up.
Right. That's right. But we need nominations first because obviously we'll put nominations first, and then we'll get people to vote on the name. So you put in your nominations for the best newcomer, You know, I suggested Howard there, Gospel Authentic, Mark Burley, Timothy Blades, Life How I See It. That guy needs more subs, I think. The Best Old Man channel, we definitely need that in Mgtow. Best Old Man channel. And the best channel of all, that could be any veteran, any Mgtow channel that's still making videos, and also the Best Lifestyle channel as well. So,
lifestyle video, yeah, okay.
Yeah. And was there a comic value one? The best Mgtow lever. Yeah.
Yeah, the best Mgtow lever. Who raged out the best? Who rage quit the
or
best?
Anything. Yeah, whoever quit. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's me then. That's me done.
Okay. And with that, we're going to close this Mgtow hangout up. And what did we learn today? I learned that I'm not very good at picking movies out, and
oh, that was great fun. By the way, congrats again to 15 second 99. Well done, guys.
And I learned that Mgtows will be always under attack, and we got to just watch out. And like Barbarossa says, these gotcha guys, they're going to keep getting lower and lower with their gotchas. And with that, I'm going to stop the broadcast, and you guys have a great Mgtow day, what's left of your Mgtow day, and always try to carry that Mgtow out into your community and show that you're honorable, decent people.
Yeah. Okay, so just quickly, I'll just say a big shout out to everyone that turned up, and yeah, thanks again for taking part in the quiz. Hopefully, join me again. God willing, Sunday we'll play it again. I'll have a new set of clips for you. So if you enjoyed it today, jump in on Sunday. We didn't have as many people turn up today. We only had like 12, 15 viewers, but hopefully we'll play again. And I don't know, maybe Johnny Midnight can beat 15 second. But yeah, shout out to Andy Hill, Johnny Midnight, Badass Dan, and Mark Burley, and Cyborgs jumped out. Everyone that turned up today.
Mark Burley, Johnny Midnight, Andy Hill, Badass Dan. I like that name, Badass Dan.
And the new guy, Hedy Lukill.
Yeah, he's in Hedy Lukey. And with that, I'll shut it down, guys. Thanks a lot.
Guys.